Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 15 and 16, which is the end of the class. I'm going to do both modules together because they're going to be open at the same time. We have them separated out into just two types of assignments, revision and then the final assignments, but you can definitely work on them in whichever order you prefer. So let me just go over that's not a whole lot. At this point, we're winding down the semester, and so they aren't very challenging assignments, but they are important ones for the class to meet the last of our requirements for the class. So Module 15 is pretty simple. It's about revision. So you have some readings to review. Some of them are information that you've had already, and some of it will be new. And then you have a revision assignment. The assignment is pretty simple. You're going to go through an essay or multiple essays, and you're going to find errors that need to be corrected. You can use instructor comments in order to identify these errors, and you can also use your own reading through and knowledge in order to identify these errors. Some students can find all 20 errors in one essay, and some need to look through more than one essay in order to find all 20 of them. But the point is that you have 20. So for each error that you find, you will type the original sentence or passage and then correct it and then explain what you corrected. So you write 3 things for 20 errors. The errors that you might look for simple ones, so comma errors, other punctuation errors, errors in citations. These are all errors in the final draft version, remember. So don't be looking back at outlines and things like that. We're looking specifically at the final drafts. Or you might pick errors that are a little bit bigger. So if you had to reorganize something, that is the only instance where you don't need to put the entire original passage. So if you reordered your entire essay or moved some paragraphs around, then you might put as the original, paragraph reorganization or something. That way you don't have an insanely long document for this essay. So you might be looking at, you can do little things. A lot of students kind of focus on little things, but you also might look for word choice issues, look for your citations. You could change thesis statement, rewording, that kind of thing. And then as you correct it, and then underneath the correction, explain what it is that you did. Use your rules for writer's textbook. If you have to look up the rule, put it down. So if you are missing a semicolon, look up the rules for semicolons, that kind of thing. There's a sample right here. It's just a Word document that shows you what it looks like. It's not an essay that you guys wrote, but it just gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. So I just put 3 examples here. So you can see that the examples are fairly short, just single sentences, the original, how it was corrected, and then the explanation of what was corrected. And so you can see this would be 3 of them, and so you're going to do 20. You're graded on just doing 20 corrections. And so just kind of keep that in mind. It doesn't really matter where those 20 corrections come from as long as they are from final drafts of your essay. So you may end up looking at all 3 essays if you don't have a lot. So that's the revision assignment when you're done. So you're going to start a Word document, a separate Word document, and then upload it here when you're done. So that's that assignment. And then the final module here is a review module. Now the class, Alan ends on Friday in May. When's the last day? But I'm having everything due on the 12th. So Friday the 13th is the last day at Allen, or last day for classes at Allen. But everything for you guys is due on the 12th. And the reason for that is because I always have a student who turns in something that I can't access, or there's some other issue. And so I like to have at least one day where I can help students if they've submitted something wrong. I also don't have office hours on Fridays, and so I don't usually, I'm not on campus, I'm not teaching, and so having everything due on Thursday means that I need that extra day to grade mostly. So this last module here, module 16, is just a final review quiz and then a final reflection essay. So this is the readings are a review of all of the reading assignments you've been assigned the entire semester. I do recommend at least going back and looking at them to sort of familiarize yourself with it, making sure that you haven't forgotten anything. And then you'll take the final review quiz, which pulls questions from all of the quizzes you have taken this semester. So again, you may want to review. You do have an unlimited number of attempts. It is worth 30 points though. So I would definitely do some review before you try to take the quiz. Otherwise you will be taking it multiple times. You may be wasting a lot of time taking the quiz over and over again because it's pulling from all of the pools for all of the quizzes. So you may be getting a lot of different variety in every time you take it, you're getting all new questions. And then the last thing you're doing for the class is a short reflection essay. I'm expecting about 3 paragraphs, and then you're just answering questions about the class, things you've improved on, what you still need to work on, what goals you met, that kind of thing. If you took Comp 1 with me online in the fall, then you'll notice it looks fairly similar, similar type of assignment. But obviously this will be specific for Comp 2. So what's nice is if you can go back and look at that reflection and you can see if you actually improved on anything in Comp 2 if you took that class. So just kind of keep that in mind. You might be thinking about Comp 1 to Comp 2 as well, even if you didn't take it with me. But we're really looking at, you know, what did you do this semester? How do you feel about what you did this semester? What do you feel you did your best work on and your worst work on, and that kind of thing. And so it's a reflection of the semester, but also your writing ability. And that's really what I'm looking for. It's one of those assignments where I'm expecting it to be coherent. I need you to use, correct grammar and writing conventions so that I can read it, but I'm mostly grading it on whether or not you answer the questions. You are not answering the questions in a bulleted or numbered list, though. I'm expecting this in paragraph form, looking like an essay. So about 3 paragraphs, roughly a page, page and a half, something like that. You don't need to put a ton of effort into it, but for those of you for whom writing is a little bit more challenging, you may want to start this a little bit earlier so that you have enough time to submit it. That's why these 2 modules will be open at the same time. So if you have questions, obviously you want to make sure that you email me. Make sure that you, if you have any issues at all right here at the end, or you're confused by anything, or any of the grades don't look correct or something like that, make sure that you get into contact with me. I have to have grades submitted almost immediately after classes end, and so I don't have a lot of room for errors that students are making or errors that students are trying to find. And so you need to be contacting me right away if you see any issues so that I can take care of them immediately. So hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you enjoyed the class, and I'm happy that you were my student this semester.